Magpie, and I have a lot of weird gear in my collection. Not to brag, just gonna brag a tiny bit. So, Look Mom No Computer, Sam, one of his very recent videos was called something in the lines of the weirdest drum machine you've never heard of. I think that was literally what it was called. Got the memory of a goose, but the heart of an elephant. It's really big. But yeah, of course, when I saw the title, I made a little bit of a pfft. How do you reenact a pfft? Pfft. And then I, of course, naturally got super inspired because I figured, wow, this is actually very inviting and could be something that is really cool to ask all of you. Like, what's the weirdest drum machine you either have or know of that you would assume that nobody else knows of or about or something? And in my case, it's this, which is the Formanta Rhythm Neck. It's not necessarily a drum machine per se, but it's the controller for the Formanta. I'm gonna say that really American-ish forever now. Formanta UDS, which I guess is a bit funny because it's this Soviet drum machine, drum synthesizer from the 80s that I know that many of you maybe actually know of, but maybe not as many of you know about the Rhythm Neck, which is this bizarre controller for a drum machine that is just made out of solid wood with this here that you're supposed to like smack at the same time as you play. And I've had this one for quite a few years now. It used to stand in the background in all of my videos, but I was never able to afford the actual Formanta UDS. But I always dreamed about being able to afford something like that, but sadly it seems to be reserved for people who can afford things. But yeah, I've never really had a reason to make a video about it, so thank you very much, Sam, Look Mom No Computer, for making something that made me inspired enough to do so. That's actually very nice. And hopefully we're gonna be able to create something with it. There are clips on YouTube of people actually playing this one into a drum machine, and it's the silliest thing you'll ever see, with like having to control different drum sounds like this. So I would like play a short clip from one of those videos and then I will simply link it. Fascinating idea to begin with, to have this thing and smack that, because it's really hard also. That's kind of what's really bizarre to me about this, where like just solid plastic. And I am curious, because I really don't remember what is on the inside. Like, do you know what this is? It's very interesting. Like a bunch of wires going to 3 individual things that might be Soviet piezo's, I guess. And then here are wires going all the way up there. But yeah, I'm hoping, because it's got a DIN jack, I'm hoping that I will be able to let this control anything. That would be super dope, in my opinion. So if we open this block here, which is the control unit of sorts, we can have a little bit of a look. Let's see what it tells. Okay, 561 N. Like, this seems to be a schematic for the IC. NOR gate in that case. Okay, interesting. 3 NOR gates. This is leading nowhere, but it can potentially lead somewhere really cool in the future if I can verify that everything here is working. Perhaps someone could come here and help me. But before I do anything, I'm just gonna try wiring up these and see if something happens when I smack those. Because if it's piezos, then something should happen when I smack those, I guess. So, give me a minute. Okay, so I have now created potentially my yankiest setup ever, which is quite the feat in itself, I must admit. But I wasn't so lucky, but I was a tiny bit lucky, and I also have a fun idea that we're gonna explore. But first, let's just have a look at this. So what I was able to do is connect a 9-volt battery, and then I have connected the DIN jack to output some triggers, at least, when you press some buttons. I'm just running an oscillator into a filter, and then I have a VCA that gets activated when I press this button. And then I could tune it just a second ago. I guess all we need is 2, though. On top of that, we are also actually able to listen to the dome here, but I'm not able to get anything but audio out of it. And I'm just running that into a delay pedal here, my Lust V2, to pair it up with the yeah, because we're running the signal into yeah first and then into Lust V2. So if you want to know more about that, then I guess I'll have to make a dedicated video for yeah soon. It's not how they intended it to be played, but I don't mind. My idea, however, that I realized is potentially a pretty good idea, is that since there are people who have posted sounds with the Formanta UDS, I grabbed some and I figured I could put those in a song, cause why not? So I have a thing here where I guess I'm gonna play a 2-note melody. Sometimes all you need is 2 notes. Okay, a lot of takes on 2 notes. So let's see what happens if we put many of those on top of each other. I'm thinking this is some sort of silly intro thing. It adds to the like ridiculous vibe that we have going on with this. But yeah, so what I've done is now I have brought in some drum sounds. I've started chopping them up and also made it a lot wilder here in the beginning. That's VST drums as well as Formanta UDS. But this is nice, in my opinion. And then we can bring back some silliness. Because if we now treat this as a microphone instead, and just go add it to this.